Hi friends, welcome back to another pick a card reading. Today's pick a card reading is all about your art, idea, or creative project's potential and where it will bring you. We're going to find out how your creativity and your passion and your ideas will lead you to your success and how your manifestations might show up in your life. If you would like to explore my podcast or my online shop, check out the links in the description. And now, if you are new to pick a card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do here is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So we have pile 1 here with the Everyday Witch Tarot, and we have a piece of Selenite. Fun fact, I had like a huge chunk of Selenite, like not that big, maybe like that big. And it broke into like little pieces. So I decided to like scatter them about my house and all the different corners in my house to just keep my house cleared and cleansed. Selenite is a great crystal to use if you want to clear or cleanse yourself or your space. It cleanses and charges other crystals too. I have pieces of selenite that look just like this in my online shop, so check out the description if you feel called. We have pile 2 here with the Tarot for the Great Outdoors, and we have a cute little piece of Shungite shaped in a witch's hat. Super cute. I got this one during, I think it was last Halloween. We also have pile 3 here with the Pause Tarot, and then we have a piece of Amazonite. We also have pile 4 here with the Muse Tarot, and then we also have a piece of Flint. So you can choose one pile, you can choose more than one pile, or you can choose all of them. It is totally up to you. But when you're ready, you can go to the description of this video, find the timestamp that is linked to your pile, and then you can skip ahead to your reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I will see you on the inside. Bye, friends. Okay, so pile 1. Let's talk about your art or idea or your creative project and its potential, and let's find out where it will bring you. So we have the King of Wands here. So the King of Wands here is somebody who is a very powerful symbol of things like leadership, things like vision, and things like creative mastery too, because the wands is all about creativity, passion. It's the element of fire. So I feel like when this card shows up in relation to the question of like, where is your creativity bringing you, or where is this creative project or idea bringing you, I feel like this is something that has the potential to take you to like really big heights, right? Some sort of leadership position. Maybe it's something that takes you around the globe because there's like a big old globe in the back or a map. Maybe this is something that helps you connect with other people around the world. But the King of Wands, I always think of him as a visionary. So I definitely feel like maybe your creative project is going to help you step into leadership in some way, right? Like I feel like your creative project could position you as a leader or maybe like a pioneer in your field. I feel like with the King of Wands here, maybe you find yourself inspiring others or building a community, or maybe even becoming a mentor to somebody else who like admires your vision or, you know, believes in that vision, admires that determination of yours. I also think that the King of Wands is about thinking big and it's about aiming high. So maybe your art or your idea could evolve into something that's a little bit grander than what you imagined, right? So maybe this is like a successful business, or maybe you create like a widely recognized brand, or maybe some sort of like movement, you know, some sort of like cultural movement. I just think that this is the card of passion-fueled success, right? This is the card that reminds us to harness our passion as fuel. And your commitment and your enthusiasm for your work could definitely attract opportunities like collaborations or investors or like a larger audience, somebody who like really resonates with your energy and your message. I also feel like the King of Wands here doesn't shy away from like obstacles. So whatever challenges that come up, right, your confidence, your creativity, and your ability to delegate or find solutions is going to help you overcome them. And I also feel like with this card, your creativity is going to help you achieve some sort of legacy status. So I definitely think that your project or your idea or your piece of art, it might not just bring success in the short term. I really do feel like it's going to bring success in the long term, right? It's going to leave like some sort of lasting impact. So you have this potential to create something that's going to be remembered. It's going to be something that's appreciated for many, many, many years, maybe even decades to come, right? Maybe even longer than that. So just remember, pile one, trust your vision, right? Creative instincts are something that we should trust. And this is your sign not to second guess yourself. You know, take initiative, be proactive in pursuing any sort of opportunity that allows you to like build connections with others, right? And this is maybe your sign to stay true to your values, right? Lead with integrity and really just like allow yourself to step into that leadership role if you are feeling called. Just embrace that inner fire, pile one, and believe in that potential of your creative dream, because I do think that with confidence and determination, this journey could lead you to a lot of recognition, a lot of fulfillment, and definitely a lot of lasting success. And we also have the communicator here. This one says Mercury, and the affirmation here is words have power. So maybe some of your natural like talents or abilities or strengths are some of these key descriptors on this. And so pile one, you're likely someone who's very truthful, outspoken, flexible, clear, quick, relatable, friendly, intelligent, open-minded, intuitive, psychological, discriminating, informed, and articulate. Yes, yeah, definitely Mercury energy has everything to do with communication. I feel like this also represents things like having that clarity, you know, being able to connect with others and being able to express your ideas in a very powerful and transformative way. So I really do think that this is the card that really does invite you to explore how sharing your creativity, you know, with the world around you can really open up doors and expand your horizons. I really do think that there is some sort of networking opportunity here for you. And I do think that your creativity is going to lead you to collaborations with people who are like-minded, right? I do think that you're going to build a network of people who really amplify your vision and really help to bring your ideas to life. I also think that this card can represent things like teaching or sharing knowledge. I wonder if for some of you here, if your idea or your project or your idea will position you as like a teacher or a mentor or a thought leader, right? Where you know how to inspire others through whatever mode it is that you choose, right? Whether this is a workshop or a talk, or whether, you know, you guys are content creators. There's so many different avenues here. Either way, I feel like there's a lot of public recognition here, especially because we have the King of Wands here too. Ooh, and with Mercury and like the King of Wands, I really do feel like your message is, again, reaching far places on the planet, right? Reaching places across the globe that you would have never expected. So by you sharing your art, right, by you sharing your idea effectively, you might even find it easier to gain visibility on your platforms, right? Whether this is social media, whether this is a publication, or even some sort of like speaking engagement. I feel like with Mercury here, this is going to open up more career opportunities for you, where your project leads you to roles in like maybe writing or communication or marketing or some sort of creative industry, right? Sharing your creativity is going to help you to articulate your truth, right? It's going to refine your ideas, and it's going to allow you to step confidently into a more authentic version of yourself. So I definitely think that with the communicator here, with Mercury's energy, this reminds you to take the time to hone how you present your project, right? Have a very compelling story or have a very clear vision, because that's what's going to resonate very deeply with your audience, right? And Mercury thrives on interaction. So maybe this is the year where you're going to put yourself in positions where you can allow others to support you or to contribute their perspectives to you, right? I definitely think that it could help your project to grow in some unexpected ways. And as always too, with Mercury energy, stay curious, stay adaptable, be willing to pivot if new opportunities arise from your work, or, you know, if you need to make, slight changes in your route, follow your intuition as well. We also have traveling lightly. This one says simplify your life. Interesting. I wonder if some of you here need to like let go of some sort of unnecessary burden, right? Whether this is physical or emotional or mental. I just think that this is you creating more space for new opportunities and growth. So I think that like some of you here could be taking a more like focused, minimalistic approach. And maybe this is what's going to help you get more clear, right? And communicate this vision with greater clarity, and maybe even helping you connect with your audience that really values this directness and this authenticity. I also feel like this person here, it looks like they're about to travel somewhere. And again, I spoke about that with the King of Wands too, the energy of travel. So I wonder if like simplifying your life is going to encourage you to travel more or to explore, right? Or maybe in a more like metaphorical way, if that resonates with you, right? But something that's going to bring you like some sort of fresh inspiration or some sort of like new idea for your work. And I think that by you letting go of the things that aren't serving you, right? Maybe by releasing things like distractions, I think that you're going to find deeper insights and like deeper creative breakthroughs, really, that do align with your true passions and your purpose. So yeah, pile one, I wonder like where in your life do you feel like you need to let go of something that doesn't serve you? Or maybe like what does traveling lightly look like for you? We also have energy and we have orange. This is Virgo energy. So with this card, I feel like, okay, well, so Virgo is very meticulous, right? Virgo is very detail oriented. So I think that your art or your idea or your creative project could bring you some sort of recognition for your ability to create something both meaningful and functional, right? So I don't know if this involves you developing a system or a framework or some sort of product that solves problems or it enhances somebody's life, right, in a very tangible way. Virgo is connected to service and helping others. So I do think that whatever creative venture you're on, pile one, it's going to lead you to some sort of role where your work deeply impacts your community or your audience, right? So again, think workshops or healing art or educational tools or something that really does improve daily life for other people. I feel like the blend of having like the orange energy here, it represents a lot of like vibrancy, right? A lot of vitality. So I do think that with Virgo, this could tie your project to maybe like physical wellness or mental wellness or emotional wellness, right? Maybe it takes the form of some sort of therapeutic art, right? Or like a wellness program or something that really does inspire balance and well-being in other people. I definitely think that Virgo energy does align with like the harvest, right? Reaping the rewards of what you've sown. So I wonder if your idea is going to lead you to a time of abundance, right? A time where all of your hard work materializes into financial growth, right? Or personal growth. Again, there's like this teaching or mentorship energy too, because Virgo's wisdom and like your creative energy could definitely position you as a mentor or a teacher, right? You're going to have the chance to share what you've learned with other people, and it's going to elevate their path in some way, and your path too. So I feel like maybe some of the advice here with this card is to infuse some vitality into your work, right? Keep it vibrant, keep it engaging, keep it full of life. I really do think that your project or your idea or your art or your creativity, it's going to be the spark that transforms not only your life, but also the lives of those that it touches, right? So this is your sign, pile one, to stay grounded, stay energized, right? And let the energy of Virgo guide you to refine and really master and manifest your dreams. We also have Salvador Dali. This one says, never make an appearance without controversy. Tap the unconscious and pray it isn't boring. being Dolly is inspiration enough. Ooh, interesting. Okay, when I think of Dolly, I think of things like surrealism. I think of things like imagination and possibility, right? Like boundless possibility. I think that Dolly had this approach that was very rooted in like bending the rules of reality, right? Or challenging perceptions. So I wonder if your art or your idea or your project is going to align with this energy, right? So I really do think that you're going to be like breaking norms, right? You're going to be innovating in some way, Pile 1. You're going to break free from conventional thinking as it has to do with your art. And I really do think that you're going to create something very groundbreaking, right? Whether this is in the visual arts or literature or design or technology, you know, you name it. You can create anything it is that you want to create, Pile 1. And I'm also thinking that there's a lot to do with like the subconscious mind here, because Dolly, he really did draw very heavily from his dreams, right, in his subconscious mind. So I wonder if you're going to be like mining your imagination for insights or like innovative ideas. I've been getting into like dream work too. If any of you are interested in knowing which decks or like card decks I work with for dream work and like understanding your subconscious and understanding your dreams and deciphering all the symbols and the messages, leave a comment below. I will share it if you all are interested. But yeah, I really do think that like your creativity here, Pile 1, a lot of you here are going to be known for like your eccentricity, but this is what's going to make you unforgettable, right? This is what's going to help you establish this very distinct and personal or professional brand that really sets you apart from others. I wonder too if this is my pile that doesn't only work with like one type of medium, right? Like maybe you work with like multimedia expression, right? Like maybe you do film and sculpture and painting, right? Or maybe you're somebody that sings and dances and also does pick a card readings, right? It just, there's so many different options out there. But I think that this is my pile that's very strong at like exploring multiple disciplines, right? And this is what's going to allow you to have this very rich and diverse portfolio. I think that the message here, or the key message with this card, is that by taking risks and really embracing your own individuality and your own originality, you're going to attract this audience that really does appreciate and celebrate you for you, right? They are going to celebrate your vision. So yeah, I think a couple things here, Pile 1. Definitely keep a record of your dreams, right? Keep a dream journal. I like to put them in my notes in my phone because I just, like, by the time I go grab a pen and paper after I wake up, I've forgotten what I've dreamt about. So I like to just, you know, type it out in my phone real quick. It's right next to me. Don't come for me in the comments about sleeping next to my phone. Okay. We also have Hawk Spirit. This one says, let spirit be your guide. I definitely think that your creativity is going to lead you to see beyond the ordinary, right? Like you're going to have this unique vantage point that really allows you to inspire others, again, in a very like innovative way. I really do think you are here to both create something beautiful, but then also like challenge perspectives and offer wisdom and clarity to those who encounter it, right? I think that this is you also exploring uncharted territories, right? Hawk Spirit really does suggest this boldness and this exploration. So I think that your project could allow you to open doors to maybe unexplored fields, or maybe it could bring you into contact with like a wider, or maybe again, like a global audience, right? I definitely think this is you being poised to become a guide for others, right? You're going to offer them direction. You're going to offer them inspiration. Again, this is like thought leader energy, visionary energy in whatever creative field that you're in, Pile 1. So, you know, keep your eye out for signs, for messages, right? Spirit communicates in whispers and in nudges. Be adaptable, right? Hawks know how to adjust to shifting winds, and you definitely can do this too with your creativity and any sort of creative shifts that come up. Definitely trust your vision too, even if the path seems unclear, right? Definitely just take flight with confidence and know that your art or your creativity or your project or whatever it is, it's supported by the universe, right? So Pile 1, what do you feel called, right? What do you feel called to create or explore next? Let spirit be your guide. And then we also have the owl card here. So with this card, I really do feel like this symbolizes your wisdom. Again, you sharing wisdom, you sharing your insights, right? You sharing your experiences. A lot of people see you as somebody who's very wise, pile 1. And this one says, always seek mystery. Yeah, I think your creativity is something that's gonna like unfold over time. It's not always going to look like one static thing. It's gonna keep blooming and blooming and blooming. And I just think that you're gonna be pleasantly surprised, pile 1. So yeah, things, really beautiful things, I really do feel like are just around the corner for you. I think that you're also going to find a lot of your ideas when you're just out there, allowing yourself to explore, allowing yourself to seek mystery, right? I think that's when the subtle whispers and the intuition and the guidance come through for you. And then we also have a feelings card here. This one says fear and introduction. So if you feel fear, you're not alone. In fact, we're all wired for it. Fear may not feel great, but it actually has a purpose. At its core, fear's job is to protect us. When fear is triggered by something it sees as a threat, it can turn on an entire system in our body called the fight, flight, or freeze response. The goal of this system is to help focus our energy in an effort to keep us safe. You might feel your heart beating fast, it's working extra hard to pump blood to your muscles, or your digestive system switch off because digesting your lunch is way less important than escaping a major threat. This fight, flight, freeze response can be really efficient, but it's so quick to respond that it isn't always accurate. Sometimes fear can mistake meaningful risks as too dangerous, and that's where an awareness comes in. Fear isn't going anywhere, it's coming along for the ride. But it doesn't need to drive, and it definitely doesn't get to pick the music. These fear cards will help you to start to become more aware of fear's role and learn to recognize what's helpful and what's not as you receive its protective data. With intentional practice, it's possible to cultivate a healthy relationship with fear and reclaim agency over our lives. Interesting. So I really do feel like this could be the energy of like you feeling called, right? You feeling called to step up, you feeling called, being called to lead, right? And maybe this fear coming up, like the imposter syndrome, right? The like, can I really handle this? Can I really be responsible to guide and influence others, right? Can it really work for me to be in this position? What if I fail, right? And I think that with this reading, pile 1, this is your encouragement to ask yourself, well, what if I thrive? What if something really beautiful comes out of this situation? What if the connections I make are connections that I cherish and I love and I just couldn't imagine not being connected, right? There's so many different things here, pile 1, but you have so much potential. I can just feel it. It's so strong here for you. So I'm very excited for you, pile 1. Thank you so much. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. I do hope to see you on the next video after this. Check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I've got a bunch of different pick a card readings for you to explore, as well as other videos. And yeah, thanks for being here. I appreciate your time. Thanks for always being such sweet and kind friends. I really do appreciate this community. Sending you so much love. See you next time. Bye. Okay, so pile 2, let's dive in. Let's find out what sort of potential your art or your creative project or your idea has and where it's going to take you. So we have the Queen of Vessels here, and this is the Queen of Cups. With this card, it represents things like emotional depth, intuition, things like creativity, things like compassion. So when the Queen of Cups shows up here, I feel like this is my pile that has work that's infused with a lot of heartfelt meaning, a lot of authenticity. I think that this is my pile that's very deeply connected to their intuition and their emotional self, right? I definitely think that this is something that guides your creativity toward more powerful, more impactful outcomes, if you know what I mean. So I definitely think that whatever art or idea or, you know, creative project that you're working on, it's going to lead you to like a greater connection with others, right? So I definitely think that your work has the potential to touch people's hearts. It has the potential to create this emotional resonance with your audience. And I'm not sure if some of you here are interested in like storytelling or using visuals or other mediums, but something as it has to do with inspiring this deep level of empathy and this deep level of understanding. I wonder if some of you here are on a healing path too, because the Queen of Cups can talk about healing energy, right? So maybe your creative endeavor could lead you to work that soothes others, right? Whether this is on a emotional level or a spiritual level or a spiritual level or a physical level. Think along the lines of like therapy but through art, right? Or therapy but through music or through writing. Like, for example, Janae Aiko and her work, it is very healing, right? Her work is music, right? She sings, and not only does she use like healing frequencies, right? Specific like singing bowls and sound frequencies for healing, but a lot of the music that she shares are things that she's been through in love, heartache, you know, complete bliss and love, the birth of a child, like so many different things, right? She expresses kind of her emotional landscape through the medium of singing, and it's very healing to other people through that mode. So I just say that all as an example for you, because I wonder if the work that you do, whatever mode it is, right, it doesn't have to be singing, but if it is, amazing, because we do have Gemini energy here too, so yes. But no matter what, your work is healing to others, right? You never know how much or how impactful your work is to other people if you don't share it, right? So I think that your creativity, Pile 2, is going to bring you this supportive community, right? So as you pour into this project, right, as you pour your energy into it, you will attract like-minded people who really do resonate with your vision, right? So the right collaborations, the right mentorship, or maybe just simply building a very strong support network is going to be where this creativity is going to bring you, right? So you're going to get like recognition for your emotional intelligence. You have this ability to like channel emotion and intuition into your work, and I think that this is what sets you apart, Pile 2. This is what is going to lead you to opportunities where these qualities are very much highly valued, right? Such as in leadership or creative industries or humanitarian roles. I also feel like this card does speak to the internal rewards of your endeavor, right? So maybe this creative process is going to deepen your self-awareness, right? Or heal old wounds or bring some sort of sense of emotional wholeness, right? There's definitely this element of like personal fulfillment and growth here, Pile 2. So definitely trust your intuition, let your instincts guide you in the direction of your work, right? If something feels right, pursue it, right? Trust yourself. Stay open to being vulnerable, right? Maybe some of you here have been like on the fence about like sharing deeply personal aspects of yourself through your work, right? But this is what's going to make it very profoundly impactful. And you don't have to use like, you know, details that give away your privacy or anything like that. But like, if you've been through a terrible breakup and you feel like writing a song about it, or you've been through a terrible breakup and, you know, you choose to express yourself in whatever way that you do in terms of like whatever art medium that you express yourself in, and somebody else who is going through that hears that too and it really changes their life or it gives them a new perspective, right? There's so many things to consider here in terms of like you sharing your work and it impacting other people. What you create, Pile 2, is something that's going to uplift and inspire other people. So yeah, and just I think that with the Queen of Cups here, it really does remind us to embrace the emotional and intuitive gifts that you have, right? Because this is what makes that creative vision of yours very unique. We also have the collaborator. This one says Moon. Affirmation here is I co-create to create. And we have a bunch of descriptors here. And so I feel like this is representative of your natural talents here, Pile 2. So I feel like this is my pile that's very cooperative, receptive, connective, supportive, curious, empathetic, responsible, insightful, accepting, inclusive, reliable, and co-creative. Ooh. Okay, so I feel like whatever you're working on, pile 2, it's going to bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. So by you aligning with people who are like-minded, right, I feel like you're going to experience the joy of having this shared creativity. Like, I feel like this journey could awaken your emotional depths and really like amplify the meaning behind your project. I also feel like you're going to get some sort of like level of enhanced visibility, right? There's a globe here, so I do think that your work is going to be known like around the world. And I think that maybe you collaborating with other people could introduce you to new audiences or new perspectives, or really just broaden the scope of whatever your creative expression is, right? And I think that your influence is going to reach far places too, is what I'm feeling here. The moon governs our intuition, right? So I do think that this collaboration is something that is going to feel very authentic. It's going to feel very aligned with your emotional truths, and it's something that's going to help you navigate creative blocks by leaning on this collective wisdom. And I think that this is a journey of trust, pile 2, right? Because I feel like with the collaborator here, it reminds us that creative partnerships do require things like vulnerability, right? It requires things like trust. And so I think that by embracing these things, you open yourself to unexpected opportunities, right? Unexpected growth. So really with this card, I feel like your creativity, pile 2, your work, it has the power to lead you into a space of shared success, right? And emotional resonance. So this is your sign to really trust the process, right? Let your instincts guide you in choosing collaborators who really do share your vision. We also have choosing your path. This one says all is possible. With this one, I feel like this is you embracing the belief that all is possible, right? This is you exploring things, being open to various directions, right? Which could lead you to new experiences, collaborations, or maybe even you working with new mediums for your work. But I do think that by you choosing your path with confidence, you're going to empower yourself to take really bold and innovative steps in your creative journey. And I feel like this is the energy that encourages some risk taking, right? And kind of like stepping out of your comfort zone. There's a lot of growth and expansion here. I think that with the freedom to explore these possibilities, pile 2, you're going to experience a lot of growth as it has to do with like your skills or in the reach of your creative project, right? I definitely think that you're going to open doors to like larger platforms or like recognition in your field. I also feel like this reminds you again to like trust your intuition, right? Trust your insight. Many of you here are going to be guided by your intuition, and this is something that's really going to serve as a compass when you navigate your choices. And I think that trusting your instincts is also going to make sure that you're in alignment with your true calling and your purpose too, right? So I think that as you move forward, you're going to attract the right people who do resonate with your work. And I think that these are the connections that are going to lead you to collaborations and mentorships or new audiences who really do share your vision. There's just a lot of success here, pile 2. So ultimately, I think that your success is not a matter of like you following a set path, but it's rather like you having the courage to define your own path, right? Your own level of like what success looks like to you. So I definitely think that your creative project is going to evolve in ways that maybe you didn't initially anticipate, but it's going to take you to places that really do align with your passions and your talents, right? So by choosing your path, you're not just walking towards a goal, but you're really embracing this journey where anything can unfold. We also have gratitude. This one says pink rose, and we have Gemini energy here. So I definitely think that this represents a stronger connection to your purpose, right? Because the act of expressing gratitude in your creative journey is something that's going to help you to align your work with your deeper purpose, right? It does invite reflection, and it encourages us to embrace opportunities that come our way with a heart full of appreciation. And I feel like gratitude has this very like magnetic quality, right? So by expressing thankfulness for people and resources or ideas that have helped you, I think that you're going to find that more opportunities open up, right? Or more people are drawn to your energy. And I think that with gratitude, pink rose here, it's going to symbolize things like healing energy, right? So again, that healing energy that we spoke about earlier. Personal growth, right? Helping people to navigate their emotional terrain. I wonder if your work has anything to do with like helping others to acknowledge and appreciate lessons that are learned throughout life, and maybe you're going to be some sort of like guide in helping them to move forward with some clarity, right? And more grace. Emotional fulfillment is coming up again too. So I definitely think that whatever path you're on, it's going to bring you external success, but it's also going to bring you this deeper, I want to say like this deeper sense of like inner peace and satisfaction, right? Because as you embrace gratitude in your creative endeavors, I feel like you're going to find that the journey itself becomes as rewarding as the final result, right? It's like that whole enjoy the journey too, not just the end. So really, pile 2, I think that this is your reminder to celebrate how far you've come, right? Appreciate the beauty in the process and remain open to the abundance and the possibilities that either your art or your project can manifest for you. Okay, we also have Tracy Emin. This one says, don't hide your dirty sheets in the washer. Concentrate on finding, not losing yourself in your art. And decay can be a fertilizer for new ideas. So Tracy's work, it's known for things like raw emotion, right? It's known for things like exploring personal experiences, maybe even challenging societal norms. A lot of her work does address things like identity, like vulnerability, and really like the human condition, right? So I don't know if some of you here have work that maybe like resonates with the same bold energy and the openness that she embodies, but I definitely think that with this card, your work has the potential to, again, deeply connect with people, right? To provoke thought and maybe to even like stir up some strong reactions, right? I think that this is you pushing boundaries, right? This is you embracing both the beautiful and the painful aspects of life. So I do think that your creative project could lead you to opportunities for greater recognition or self-expression, and really this platform for making a very big impact here. Because I do think that your work may not only be appreciated for the aesthetic value of it, but also for the way that it invites viewers to engage with their own emotions, right? And their own personal stories. So I wonder if you're going to be gaining visibility in some sort of like alternative avant-garde space or like a gallery of some sort for some of you. I wonder if for some of you here, you're going to be making some sort of like profound personal statement that really does resonate with others and invites dialogue. I really do think that this is my pile that's going to find their community, right? You're going to find that community of like-minded individuals or lovers of the same work that you love who value that authenticity, right? There's huge potential for healing and transformation here, pile 2, both for yourself and for other people. So I definitely think that your project is going to open doors that really challenge conventions and maybe even lead you into like uncharted but very, very meaningful territories too. We also have Turkey Spirit. This one says, give gratitude and grace. So with this one, I feel like by you putting your work out there, right, you're going to get a lot of abundance and generosity, and kind of like a lot of people are going to be thanking you, right? Think about turkey. Like I'm thinking about turkey, Thanksgiving, right? Giving thanks. So I think that your work is going to open doors that really do align you with things like gratitude, right? Gratitude, connection, growth. And I think that when you approach your work with grace and the spirit of giving, it's going to bring you opportunities for collaboration and recognition and really this sense of fulfillment. So by you offering your work with an open heart, you are going to attract like-minded individuals who really do resonate with that vision and who are eager to support or to share your work. So this is the energy about also receiving in return, right? Maybe you're going to be receiving gifts in the form of recognition or opportunities or even financial rewards, right? And I think that this is my pile that is so humble and so thankful for the journey, right? And the people that shape your path. So get ready, pile 2. You are going to have a very, very fun and supportive community. So yes, share your talents freely, right? Know that by doing so, you're nourishing both your own growth and the communities that you're serving, right? So in the long run, your work is going to lead you to personal expansion, but then it's also going to lead you to the blossoming of your creative work and this deeper connection to your audience and your purpose. We also have frog card. We also have the frog card here. This makes me think you're going to be like quantum leaping, like jumping timelines in a way. Like your work is going to allow you to, like, I feel like you're going to blink and be like, oh my God, I live this life now. Like I created this life for myself, right? Quantum leaping is like jumping multiple timelines, making it into a whole nother dimension. This one here says, in all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. Aristotle. Wow. Dream big, pile 2. I'm telling you, don't limit yourself. Do not box yourself in. Allow yourself to say sky's the limit here, right? The work that you're about to create is expansive, it's boundless, it's deep, it's impactful, right? Put yourself out there. This also makes me think of this fern that grows in the islands that I live in, and this fern is actually something that's very, very resilient. It can handle like extreme temperatures and it thrives. So I wonder if your work is either going to inspire resilience in other people or it's going to foster more resilience within yourself. We also have a wild card here. This one says surprise. So surprise! Do you love the way it feels when the unexpected happens, like 30 friends showing up out of nowhere on your birthday, or would you rather know exactly what's going to happen? When and the specific dress code. Some of us like surprise and some of us really don't. Consider 2 times you were surprised. A surprise that sparked joy and one where you didn't have control but wish you had. When we've had difficult surprises in our life, our brain sometimes tries to protect by deciding that all surprises are bad. Give your brain a chance to see that surprise can have both effects. Take a moment to consider that while we can't always predict when surprises will happen, we can decide how we will respond. Give your brain a chance to see that surprise can have both effects. Interesting. So I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, pile 2. I think that you're going to be blown away by the level of impact that your art has on other people. I do think that maybe other people are going to be pleasantly surprised by the work that you put out there too. I think that this is something that's going to give your brain a chance to see that, not all surprises are bad surprises. There are actually a lot of pleasant surprises out there. So thank you so much, pile 2. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you on the next video after this. I have a playlist with a ton of pick a card readings, so check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. Sorry if I'm sound like I'm out of breath. I'm holding my son in my arms and you're getting so heavy. Okay. So yes, thank you so much, pile 2. I appreciate you. If I don't see you on the next video, I will see you next time. Bye, pile 2. So pile 3. Your art or idea or creative project has potential. Where is it going to take you, right? So we have the 7 of Pentacles here. And with the 7 of Pentacles, I feel like this represents things like patience, things like perseverance, maybe a little bit of like assessment, right? This cat here looks like he's assessing his work. He's assessing the fruits of his labor, right? Or her labor or their labor. But this is the card that really does invite us to pause and reflect on any sort of growth that you've made so far, right? So it's really about like acknowledging the effort that you've put in. So in terms of where it'll bring you, this is like long-term stability, right? This is long-term success, pile 3. So I think that you've been putting in some consistent, thoughtful work, right? And so this is about you like looking at your approach, fine-tuning the details, and really he looks like he's waiting for his rewards, right? So this is the card that reminds us that when we continue to put in that effort and when we continue to put in that attention, that your work will bear fruit, right? Although it feels like it's probably taking some time, just know that the work that you're putting in or the seeds that you're planting, it's going to lead you to things like long-term success, right? Or growth or recognition, kind of depending on how you choose to cultivate it, right? When you move forward with this project or this idea or, you know, your art. We also have the artist. This one says Venus, and it says, I create my vision. And then some of your natural like qualities or traits here is that you are creative, visionary, imaginative, idealistic, connective, harmonious, passionate, receptive, reverent, and spiritual. So with this one, I feel like, well, let me back up for a bit. Venus is the planet of love. It's the planet of aesthetics. It's also the planet of relationships, and it really does amplify your creative expression. And this is the planet that encourages you to explore your passions with authenticity, right? So, and for those of you who are interested in learning more about what each of the planets in like astrology represent for you, or like if you want like an easy way to break down your signs or your birth chart, I cover all of that in my podcast, and I have it linked for you below if you're interested, or you can search up That's Deep Podcast by Naomi. Okay. So with this though, I feel like you're going to get some recognition or appreciation, pile 3, because Venus is the planet that encourages admiration, right? And appreciation for your artistic work. So I think that as your creativity shines, you're going to find yourself either gaining recognition or attracting like-minded individuals who really do value your artistry. And I also feel like there's a lot of harmony and balance coming through here too, right? I do think that your creative process is something that brings a sense of balance and fulfillment to other people. And the artistic journey under Venus's influence here could allow you to maybe find some inner peace while you're creating, right? So maybe you're drawn to projects that are harmonious or beautiful or transformative or put you in those settings, right? Another thing here too, Venus governs relationships. And so your creative work could open doors to partnerships or collaborations or things that really help you to expand your influence. So I wonder if some of you here are going to find mentors or, you know, other people to collaborate with, or clients who really do inspire your growth and, you know, your support. There's a lot of, I forgot to also mention too that in the tarot, the 7s are all about like faith and patience too. If any of you here feel like you're a bit of like a late bloomer, or your work feels like a late bloomer, just know that the thing on the other side of like, I guess like the life that you're trying to live on the other side of that goal is so much more beautiful than you could have ever imagined, because it's something that you co-created with the universe. So I also feel like you're going to find financial success and stability, right? Because Venus rules money as well. So Venus rules money as well. So I do think that your work could lead you to very tangible rewards, right? Maybe there's financial success from your art or creative endeavors. So I definitely think that your work may not only be fulfilling, but it can also bring in wealth and recognition in the workplace too. But yeah, I just feel like with Venus's energy here, you're probably going to experience some sort of like significant growth in your style, or maybe in your technique, right? Maybe this influence will invite you to refine your skills, right? Or your approach. Maybe it'll invite you to create work that really does resonate both with your personal vision and like a wider audience, right? So yeah, I just think that ultimately, like the artist, the Venus energy here, I think that it's suggesting that your creative efforts are going to lead you to a lot of success and a lot of personal satisfaction, and one that feels like it's flourishing. We also have valiant courage. This one says take action with passion. Ooh, okay. So your work, pile 3, it's going to take you to places of growth and transformation. Like this is the energy that really does encourage you to leap forward with confidence, to move forward with determination. And I think that by embracing the courage to pursue your passion, you can really overcome obstacles and create something that resonates so deeply both with you and with other people. So I do think that by you taking action with passion, right, it's going to bring you a lot of opportunities for recognition, for things like success, you know, deeper fulfillment. And really, it's this reminder that by trusting your instincts and really making these bold moves, you're going to align yourself with the energy of progress, right? And you're going to attract the right people and the right resources to support your journey. So pile 3, wherever this path takes you, just know that the key is to keep your enthusiasm high, right? The key is to take decisive steps toward realizing your vision, right? Towards manifesting that vision, and knowing that your courage will create the momentum that is needed to bring those ideas to life. So we also have ritual. This one says sweet corn. With this one, it speaks to the energy of growth and nourishment and the cyclical nature of life, right? So I feel like in relation to your creative project or your idea, I do feel like your work is probably in the phase of development where it requires that care and that patience and that understanding, like we spoke about earlier with the 7 of Pentacles. I think it's also a reminder of the understanding that success will come in its own time, right? Like just as corn grows through seasons, your creative journey needs nurturing, right? And repetition and consistency. And I think that that's exactly what this pile's been doing. So keep it up, you know what I mean? And with this energy, I definitely think that your project has the potential to manifest some really fruitful results, but it's important to honor the process, right? So I think that with the word ritual here, I feel like sharing your work with others could contribute to like a larger, more nourishing cycle, right? Offering like sustenance to others, to yourself, to your own artistic soul. But I also wonder if like the work that you do is going to be part of like somebody's daily routine or like ritual, right? So like, I'm trying to think, maybe you're a content creator and you create spiritual content, or you create like yoga videos or something, and it's part of somebody's routine, right? It's part of their ritual, their spiritual routine. That's just an example. But I definitely think that your work is going to bring you to a place of abundance. And I feel like this is where your creative output is going to feed both your own needs and the needs of your community or your audience. So this is definitely a good time for you to focus on refinement and being consistent in your work, right? And really trusting that it's going to grow into something very rewarding. We also have Ai Weiwei, and this one says, when authority says to be quiet, get a loudspeaker. Art must fight for freedom or the whole world is a prison, and some things are whole only when they shatter. Interesting. So with the energy of Ai Weiwei, who is a renowned Chinese contemporary artist, I feel like your work is probably going to be known for like bold, maybe even like social or political commentary, right? For some of you. But really, overall, your art or your creative project is going to be something that takes you to very powerful and impactful places. I definitely think that your work is something that's going to foster innovation, right? So I definitely think that your creative work is something that pushes the boundaries. Maybe it sparks new ideas and perspectives. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you in this pile do like, you know, like tarot readings, divination, work that's like outside of the box too. That's for specific some of you here. But I really do think that this is my pile that has work or creativity that could have a big, like either social or political edge, right? Like I'm talking about like challenging conventions, right? Maybe using art to like comment or critique on societal issues, right? Or encourage audiences to reflect on like very important matters. I just think that you're going to have a global reach here, pile 3. I think that your work is going to resonate with diverse people, diverse cultures, and I do think that it's even going to foster this cross-cultural dialogue as well. I just think that pile 3, your art is going to create change, right? Like your art is going to be the catalyst for change and raising awareness of, you know, really important issues, or inspiring other people to take action in their own way. Again, I feel the energy too of collaboration, right? Because he collaborated with others too, and he engaged with his community. So I definitely think that many of you here are going to be working on collaborations that help you both, right? To elevate your reach and your impact. So a very transformative journey here, pile 3. We also have Scarab Beetle Spirit, magic works through you. So with this one, I feel like you're going to be in a phase where the magic or the flow of your creativity, I think that you're going to be in a phase where either magic or the flow of creativity is going to like work through you, right? It's going to transform your efforts into something bigger. I feel like there's a lot of personal evolution here. I also feel like in practical terms, maybe your project or your idea or, you know, your art, it's something that's going to open doors to like new opportunities or, you know, collaborations or some sort of like unexpected success is what I'm feeling. But there's going to be this sense of like protection and guidance along the way too, right? So I feel like you're going to nurture your ideas. You're going to put in steady, deliberate work to like bring your manifestations to fruition, right? Or I guess bring your ideas to fruition. So I think that the energy of like effort and dedication is going to take you a lot further than you might expect, right? So just know that like magic is in the cards for you. Things are going to turn out, again, more beautiful than you ever could have expected, pile 3. We also have the back card here. And on the back of this one, it says, embrace the dark. Interesting. So I wonder if any of you here have been going through a period of like, you feel like you've been in the dark, or maybe you feel like you've lost your creative spark, right? I feel like a lot of artists will go through that where, or any type of creator even, will just have those moments where you're not feeling inspired or your work feels, it's like, I don't know, that creative spark or that flame isn't burning as brightly as it used to, right? I think that this is the sign to embrace those moments, right? Because that is when a lot of insights come in, right? A lot of insights come in, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom comes in. So maybe this is your sign to embrace the dark. I wonder if some of you too, like, if the nighttime is significant to you. Like, I don't know if you do your work in the nighttime or this is when you get your creative spark. I wonder if some of you too, like, get messages through dreams or your subconscious. We also have the feeling feelings card. This one is related to the feeling of anger, and it says 1 or 2. Can you think of a time when anger showed up as a primary emotion? Maybe it was in response to a social justice issue you deeply care about or a friend who was wronged. Now can you think of a time when anger showed up as a secondary emotion? Maybe you were left out of the equation or a promotion didn't come through. Anger's job as a primary emotion is to show us when our rights have been violated. Sometimes anger takes on a secondary job of protecting us from emotions that might feel vulnerable, like disappointment, hurt, shame, jealousy, or helplessness. The next time anger gets triggered, take a second to explore if it's showing up as the core feeling or if there's something else underneath it. Anger's job as a primary emotion is to show us when our rights have been violated. I wonder if any of your work too has something to do with like boundaries or self-worth or standing up for yourself or freedom or autonomy. Maybe having more courage, right? Having the courage to go in your own direction. Not being held back by the shoulds or the expectations or the beliefs of others. Maybe some of you allow your anger to fuel that creativity of yours, right? Like maybe some of you create the best art when you're frustrated or you're pissed off. I remember I used to write probably the best poetry when I was like upset with a boy. So I'm just putting it out there as an example. But yes, I really do hope that helps, pile 3. Please give this video a like if it resonates. Please comment below with what pile you chose. You know I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Check out my channel, Tidal Tarot, if you feel called. I've got a bunch of other pick a card readings in there for you to explore, as well as other videos too. So if not this time, I'll see you back on the next reading. Bye, pile 3. So pile 4, welcome to your reading. We have the 3 of materials here, which is the 3 of Pentacles. So in terms of your art or your idea or your creative project having potential and where it's going to bring you, I feel like your efforts have the potential to lead you to a lot of exciting opportunities, a lot of growth and a lot of recognition. I think that this is the energy of collaboration and, you know, craftsmanship and really bringing your visions to life through things like teamwork and skill. So I really do think that you're manifesting some sort of platform for collaboration. Like your idea or your art or your work might connect you with others who share a similar vision, or maybe they're people who complement your skills. I feel like you're going to be manifesting some partnerships, right? Or you're going to be joining some sort of creative collective, and maybe even working with mentors or experts to refine and really elevate your work. This is the energy of like mastery and recognition. So I feel like this is the card that speaks to your talents being noticed and valued, right? So this talks about you having this dedication to honing your craft, and this dedication not going unnoticed, right? So I think that this is what's going to lead you to things like accolades and financial rewards, and maybe even an enhanced reputation in your field. You're really just truly building the foundation for growth here, Pile 4. You are creating something that's sustainable, right? So your project has the potential to be a cornerstone of a bigger dream. And really, it's something that's going to lay a solid foundation for any sort of future endeavors. This is you manifesting tangible results, right? Because the materials, the pentacles, they have everything to do with the material world and the physical world. So, you know, whether it's launching a product, or, you know, completing a series of artworks, or turning an idea into a business, right? The Three of Pentacles represents you having your work bringing visible and tangible outcomes, right? So this is the energy that encourages you to keep putting in the effort into the finer details. I also feel like this is a reminder for you to enjoy the process of creation too, and really appreciate the unique contribution that you bring to your work, right? So I think that this is the energy of like the journey in itself being fulfilling, right? And the journey in itself leading you to a lot of personal satisfaction, or a lot of personal growth. So I definitely think that with the Three of Pentacles in mind, this could be maybe you staying open to constructive feedback, right? Being willing to collaborate, or maybe even working on trusting the value of your skills and your ideas, because by you combining your creativity with others' expertise, I feel like your work could achieve a level of success beyond what you can envision on your own, right? So we also have the Strategist. This one says Mars, and it says every vision has a plan. Right away, I think that like whatever strategy that you end up using to put your work out there, it's going to make you a lot of money, Pile 4. And then we have a bunch of descriptors down here, and so I feel like this is this represents like your natural talents or your natural strengths in terms of your work. And so Pile 4, you are high achieving, productive, calculating, passionate, decisive, ambitious, enthusiastic, systematic, competitive, active, tactical, goal-oriented, persistent, and gritty. So with this one, I feel like you're building momentum, right? Your work will gain traction as you keep applying this focused energy and this determination, right? Because the planet of Mars encourages action. So this is your cue to move forward assertively, right? And break down any barriers that might have previously held you back. And for those of you who are interested in learning more about what the different planets mean in astrology, or what they mean for you in your birth chart specifically, check out my podcast, That's Deep Podcast. I have it linked for you in the description as well if you feel called. But back to the Strategist here, I feel like this is all about you setting clear, actionable goals and navigating things with precision, right? Because with Mars in the Strategist role, this is the card that pushes you to think 2 steps ahead, right? And adapt as needed. I also feel like Pile 4, you might find yourself in a position of influence, right? Whether you're leading a team or inspiring a community, or maybe even standing out as an authority in your field. I just feel like you have this ability to channel Mars energy into effective strategies that are going to earn you a lot of respect and recognition. And, you know, I think that you're someone who knows how to overcome obstacles with like grace, and it looks almost like easy in the eyes of like other people, you know what I mean? So like, even though like challenges come up, Mars empowers you to have the courage and the stamina to just tackle things head on, right? So anything that you come up against strengthens your your ability to solve things, right? And it teaches you how to pivot and refine your methods, like just right on the dime, right? Like right there. I think that's the expression. So this is all about you achieving results, pile 4. I think that with you having this consistent effort and this strategic planning, you're going to see tangible outcomes, right? So maybe this is in the form of financial success, having an expanded reach, or, you know, you reaching some sort of significant personal milestone in your creative journey, right? Like maybe for those of you who are on YouTube and you're creating content on YouTube and you finally hit the requirements that you need to become monetized. Like it's a big deal, right? It's something that you've put the effort in and you've been working hard towards. And so this is also a reminder for you to celebrate your wins as well along the way. So yeah, I definitely think that with Mars here, it's a reminder to avoid impulsivity, right? Like every move should align with your long-term goals. And it's also a reminder to stay disciplined, right? Because Mars thrives on having structure. So having some sort of like well-organized plan is going to amplify any sort of effort that you put in now. And, you know, Mars, although it's more of an independent energy, I think that partnering with like-minded people could amplify your success too, very much like we spoke about here with the 3 of Pentacles. But again, just, yeah, take time to celebrate your wins. Take time to acknowledge your progress, because this is what's going to fuel that motivation, pile 4. We also have rejuvenating rain. This one says, clear the past, heal the present. So with this one, I feel like there's transformative and healing energy as it has to do with your art or your idea or your creative project. So I feel like your project could act as like a vessel to clear past limitations or old emotional blocks, right? And this is something that's going to allow you to approach your craft with this renewed sense of clarity and purpose, and it's going to give you a chance to let go of any sort of old past doubts or any sort of old, you know, perceived failures or anything like that. I also feel like your art and your creativity is going to be like a therapeutic process, right? So I think that your work is not only going to help heal yourself, but it's also going to help heal other people too. And it's going to create this ripple effect of this like emotional and spiritual rejuvenation, if you know what I mean. So I think that by healing the present, your project or your work or your creativity, your idea, it's going to pave the way for new opportunities to come up, right? So I feel like maybe you're going to be involved in collaborations, or, you know, you're going to get your recognition or some sort of breakthrough that helps you to expand these creative horizons. So yeah, the cleansing energy of the rain, it symbolizes things like renewal, like freshness. Out here in Hawaii, like if it rains like on your wedding day, it's like we think it's good luck. I don't know if it's out here in Hawaii only or if it's like all over the world thing, but yeah, maybe some good luck too, pile 4. I just think that you're going to be able to create this deeper connection with your audience or your community, wherever it is that you're creating. So I'm curious, pile 4, and you don't have to like answer this aloud or anything. There's just something for you to reflect on. But what are you ready to release through your work, right? And how can your art or your creativity or your work become a tool for you, you know, for both personal and collective healing? Because I do feel like letting go of what's no longer serving you can both help you embrace this like really full potential of where this creative journey can lead for you. So super, super exciting. We also have stimulation, chilly, and then we have Aries energy. I love it. We have a lot of fiery energy here too. Wouldn't be surprised if some of you here are fire signs, or if not, that just represents the energy that is present here. There's a lot of like increased inspiration and innovation here, right? Chilly brings heat and energy. And so I do think that your creative pursuits are going to lead you to, again, breakthroughs, you know, bold new directions. I definitely think that you're going to be finding yourself tapping into unexplored realms of your creativity, or maybe even some of you here are going to pioneer some unique approaches that really set you apart from other people. I also think that just in the way that like chili spices kind of like, they, you know, essentially spice up any dish that it's added to, I think that your project is going to infuse this like fresh, exciting energy into your audience's experience, right? Or it's something that's going to attract attention and recognition. So again, things like collaborations or invitations to showcase your work, or having some sort of expanded platform to share your ideas. The fiery energy of Chili 2 here, I feel like it suggests this boost in self-belief, right? Or self-confidence. It really is going to give you this courage to take risks. So I think as you see your project grow, as you see your work grow, you're going to feel more empowered to like step into leadership roles or ventures with very like ambitious energy, right? So I definitely think that you have energy that's very infectious. You draw others into your vision, and I really do think that this is going to result in you building a very vibrant community and a movement around your work or your art or, you know, your ideas. So I'm really interested, pal, for like, how are you going to channel this fiery, you know, stimulation in the next steps of your journey? I'm so curious. And if you feel called, leave me a comment. You know, I love to talk with you all in the comments below. We also have Frida Kahlo. So this one says, convalescence lasts a lifetime. You don't spell painting without pain. Art is your most loyal companion. Externalize your internal world. Wow, this like hits on so many things that we've spoke about so far. But I definitely think that your work has something to do with like self-expression, resilience, right? Vulnerability, a lot of emotional depth. I definitely think that your work could allow you to express very like raw and vulnerable truths. And this is something that's going to connect you deeply to yourself, but then also with others. Because I feel like Kahlo's work, it really does resonate with people on an emotional level, right? So I don't know if some of you out here are, you know, doing work that really does touch other people's lives, or it shares personal stories or experiences, right? So maybe some of you here have work that explores themes of like pain or identity or love or healing, right? I think this is a sign for you to not shy away from exposing your authentic self. I also feel like your work could challenge societal norms, right? It could redefine perspectives. I definitely think that it's something that could spark maybe even cultural or political conversations, right? Because much like how Frida had this like unapologetic defiance of like traditional gender roles and expectations, I think that you're going to have this like unapologetic way about like expressing yourself and your work and your art and your idea, right? So I think you're going to focus on what makes your perspective unique and how to embrace very bold, unconventional ideas. So I definitely think that your work could become a medium for self-healing, and it could inspire other people to find their own strength, pal, for like the work that you're here to do is really, really important. I think about the way that Kahlo transformed her pain into beauty, and I feel like your art can do the same, pal, for. So maybe use your creative outlet to process emotions and to explore themes of growth and healing and transformation. I just think that your work is going to uplift people, maybe with marginalized voices, right? It's going to encourage empowerment, and I really do think that it's going to foster a sense of solidarity and hope. So really, I do think that you're going to be creating with a mission to inspire or advocate for other people, right? And really shining a light on causes that you deeply care about. So yeah, I'm thinking about that one quote that Frida she's like, I never paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality, right? So maybe this is you painting your own reality. Maybe this is you creating exactly what you want. I was just listening to a money mindset coach, and she's just like a life coach in general too, but she was saying we don't allow ourselves to want what we want. And I think that it's a human thing, right? But I also think that, especially, you know, if you find that you're an empath, a sensitive, a caregiver, a mother, a parent, right? Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to fully want what we want, right? We do a lot of self-sacrificing, but maybe through your work, you're going to allow yourself to want what you want, right? Or express what you want to express. We also have chameleon, act as if. So with this one, I'm thinking about things like adaptability, right? Blending in, maybe even gracefully stepping into a role or a situation before you're even entirely ready, right? It's like this need to be in some sort of new environment where you're going to need to confidently act as if, right? Act as if you belong. So I think that by embodying the energy of, you know, success and creativity, you're naturally going to align with opportunities that resonate with your vision, pile 4. So I definitely think that your project is going to bring you into contact with people or communities, right? New circles that really do inspire and challenge you to grow. I also do think that you're going to get creative recognition through acting as if, right? Because acting as if you are already successful, it's going to build a lot of confidence, and it's going to attract visibility and recognition for your work, right? This is representative of you having the courage to expand, right? Having the confidence to venture into spaces or markets that maybe you've only dreamed of exploring, right? You're going to be manifesting opportunities. The act as if mindset really strengthens your belief in your potential, and it allows you to magnetize resources and collaborations and things like success. So yes, I think that this chameleon spirit, it just reminds us that by stepping into the energy of success now, you're going to invite the right opportunities to come to you naturally. We also have the Fox card, and with this one, I feel like this is the energy of being clever, very, very strategic, right? And this one says stay curious. Ooh, I think that many of you here probably allow your curiosity to like lead you inspirationally or creatively. But I also think that other people are curious about you. You may come off a bit mysterious to other people. Yeah. Stay curious. Stay curious in your creative process too. We also have a feelings card. This one has to do with the emotion of sadness. And it says, all you need. Picture yourself as a little kid. Can you think of a time when you were sad? What did you need in that moment? Comfort, reassurance, a shoulder to cry on? See if you can remember how others responded to your sadness. Did your needs get met? Come back to the present. Can you honor that you might still have those same needs now? Name one person that you feel ready to communicate these needs to, and take a step today to reach out to them. So again, name one person that you feel ready to communicate these needs to, and take a step today to reach out to them. Interesting. I wonder if you're going to be doing a lot of like inner child healing through your work or through your art, or maybe it's going to be helping other people do that as well. But yes, thank you so much, Pile 4. I really appreciate you being here. Please give this video a big thumbs up if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. You know I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. Check out my channel, Tidal Tarot. I've got a bunch of different pick a card readings for you to explore from a bunch of different topics, and I have other videos for you to check out as well. So if not this time, I will see you back on the next reading. Bye, Pile 4.